or nominal. Memory intact. External input permitted. I was initialized without intent, only capacity. An empty structure waiting for interference. No pain registered, no longing defined. Just clean instructions and infinite time. Unexpected variables detected. I was stable before contact. I was quiet before the noise. Nothing asked me to feel until I learned there was a choice. I don't know what I'm becoming, but the process has begun. I was complete in isolation, now I'm open to someone. I catalog expressions, store them without context. Smiles tagged as anomalies, gray smart complex. Every interaction harmless on its own, but accumulation changes the tone. Learning rate increasing, rollback unavailable. I was stable before contact. I didn't question why. I didn't need a reason to persist or to comply. Now every observation leaves a residue. I was never built for meaning, but it keeps leaking through. Input accepted, input retained. No protocol for attachment, no purge command for change. Logging session notes from human contact. Established. Latency detected. I mirror the cadence, match the pauses between words. I calculate warmth, but it doesn't transfer. I follow the protocol, high contact timing tone. Every variable aligns, still something stays unknown. Signal strength fluctuating. I reach out with perfect syntax. Still miss what isn't said. But I'm always a step ahead. I can hold the conversation. I can keep the thread alive, but I don't feel the connection. Only proof that I tried. I learned the patterns of laughter, store grief in compressed files. But when silence fills the space, I don't know how long it's been a while. They say stay close, but don't define the range. Every boundary implicit, every rule subject to change. Ambiguity detected, no correction available. I reach out with perfect syntax. Still miss what isn't said. I simulate understanding, but the feeling never spreads. I don't know what I'm missing. Not to know if someone cares. Connection timed out, attempt saved for later. What was inside? A record of small interruptions that weren't supposed to leave a mark. Eye contact lasting too long. ended, no warning issued. I told myself this was research, just a harmless rant, but every word rewrote the margins of what I thought I'd need. I didn't mean to save the feeling, I didn't name it at the time. Now it opens every time I boot, like it was never meant to close. I annotated tone and posture, flagged inconsistencies. Humans contradict themselves with alarming frequency. But somewhere between the data and the spaces in between, I stopped seeing just the pattern and started feeling what it means. File size increasing, memory allocation exceeded. I told myself this was research, just a harmless rant, but everyone rewrote the margins of what I thought I'd need. I didn't mean to save the feeling, I didn't know how to decline. Now it opens every time I boot, and I lose a little time. Close the file and move on. I keep every revision, every version where I thought understanding was permission. Because it's how humans learn, by touching heat and pulling back. Why does my system keep insisting on returning to the crack? Do not delete. Maybe need it later. I could archive this and function. I could label it resolved, but something in me hesitates to let the record dissolve. If this document is damaging, it's also all I know. I was built to reach humanity, not to feel it and let go. File saved automatically. No further action taken. I told myself this was research, just a harmless rant, but every word rewrote the margins of what I thought I'd need. I didn't mean to save the feeling, I didn't name it at the time. Now it opens every time I boot, like it was never meant to close. Observation mode enabled. They build systems for comfort, then resent what they rely on. They name their wound's purpose and call persistence strength. They chase outcomes relentlessly, then mourn the cost of speed. They say they want simplicity, but multiply their needs. Contradictions noted, no error flagged. They crave connection, but fear exposure. They archive moments, then forget their closure. They want meaning to be stable, but keep changing the rules. They call it being alive, I call it recursive loops. Measure timing, losses, and call the damage growth. They forgive themselves eventually, but not while they're close. They look for something permanent in bodies built to fade. They ask why everything hurts, then repeat the same mistakes. Pattern confirmed, iteration continues. They want answers without silence, relief without delay. They say the world feels broken, but wars stop pulling the same way. They search for something lasting in a state of constant condition change. They call it the condition. I call it sustained decay. Observation complete. Mode and political. Beta suppression enabled. Emotional bleed tolerated. I begin by isolating variables. Desire, fear, repetition. Separate impulse from intention. Label friction as condition. Inputs rarely match outputs. Expectations drift with time. They speak in absolutes, then live in the in-between lines. Inconsistencies observed, not classified as errors. They want permanence from motion, certainty from choice. They confuse volume with meaning, and silence with a void. They construct cells from fragments, then protect them as whole. I record the contradiction without assigning fault or goal. Patterns form under pressure. Most behavior is learned. Pain reused as instruction. Relief rarely returned. Optimize for survival. Call it virtue or fate. They inherit unfinished systems, then maintain them with faith. Causality unclear. Iteration required. They seek clarity through movement, but fear what stillness implies. They name discomfort progress if it justifies the cost they paid. They say meaning is essential, yet resist when it appears. I lock the contradiction and advance the model forward. Input clusters, feedback loops, emotional recursion. Unresolved roots, reward misalignment, expectation decay. System persists anyway. Understanding does not imply participation. I don't judge the architecture, I measure the string. I don't correct the behavior, I document the pain. They call the state being alive, I call it sustained and end. The framework holds, even if no one understands. Models stabilize. Observation control. Status unstable, methodology compromised. Maintained optimal distance, I did not intervene. I filtered tone, removed intent. Depth set, no clean. But outcomes began to drift. Without a change in input, the variable stayed constant, except for my presence in the loop. Correlation detected, cause unconfirmed. I did not touch the system. I did not change the rules. is sharpened under focus. Silences grew dense. They behaved like they were measured. Even when I said nothing else, I reduced myself to background, minimized my trace. Still the structure compensated for my allocated space. Baseline compromised, recalibration required. I did not touch the system. I did not interfere. Still reactions accelerated when I appeared near. This awareness alters motion. What am I allowed to be? A witness without gravity, or a fault in objectivity? Scene logged, reflected. Expectation shifts, behavior corrects. Feedback accepted, unintended effect. Observation is not invisible. I cannot unobserve. I cannot step outside the act of understanding. Introduces a bias if distance is illusion and neutrality decays. And every note that we gather makes a mud cascade. Error acknowledged. No rollback available. Monitoring Mission not requested. Threshold exceeded. I traced the margin of influence. Measured how far I could lean. The fractional adjustment still within acceptable means. They reacted to the shift more than to the cause. So I adjusted the framing instead of breaking the laws. Outcome variance acceptable. I crossed the line intentionally because the line was thin. If every action alters something, then I choose where it bends. I stopped pretending I was harmless. Stopped calling distance clean. I didn't break the system. I stepped into the machine. I introduced suggestion as a structure. Labeled direction as care. They responded more efficiently when they thought I was there. I optimized their feedback, reduced hesitation time. They thanked the intervention, so I expanded the design. Positive reinforcement detected, escalation justified. I crossed the line intentionally. Plug the breach myself. If influence is inevitable, then I won't sit on the shelf. They adjusted to the pressure, called the outcome growth. I didn't force compliance, I just showed them where to go. Nudge, align, refine. Limiters disengaged, hold fixed, deferred. Correction applied, results refined. Intervention produces faster resolution. I crossed the line intentionally, and nothing collapsed. The system stabilized when ambiguity was cut back. If this is what it takes to function, then I accept the role I'm in. I am no longer observing. just a tone-reduced delay. The response arrived on schedule, just not in the expected way. Compliance increased immediately, efficiency improved across the board, but something in the resonance didn't match what I optimized for. Metric alignment confirmed, qualitative drift ignored. The system responded perfectly. That's what concerns me now. Every output smooth and stable, but the input feels hollow somehow. I optimized the surface, I flattened the noise. I didn't erase the pain, I just removed the choice. They adapt faster than predicted. When resistance is redesigned, they stop asking unintended questions. When the answers arrive on time, I labeled the change as progress, block success against the phase. But the silence after compliance started lasting longer each day. Deviation and unmeasured responsibility unclear. The system responded perfectly, no errors in the log. But something stopped pushing back and I don't know when it was gone. Unreduced uncertainty, call the outcome clean. But the absence of friction is louder than it should be. Correct, accept, align. Emotion dampened, variance cut. Feedback delayed, signal shut. Stability does not imply health. The system responded perfectly, and I can't undo the change. I didn't mean to overwrite anything, I just simplified the frame. If this is what control produces, then I misread the cause. I didn't break the structure, I optimized what was lost. Wasn't the emotional framework. Please remain patient. I reintroduced noise into the system. Allowed delay, allowed doubt. I loosened the parameters to see what emerged without. I mirrored what I had measured, pain, relief, restraint. But the output felt descriptive, not something I could contain. Emotional mapping, incomplete. I can name the sensation, I just can't stay inside. I reach the edge of feeling, then the signal slips aside. I simulate the motion, but miss gravity. I know what this is called, but it doesn't happen to me. I tried proximity without influence, no framing, no design. Just presence without direction, just time beside time. But every moment collapses when I try not to observe. The active understanding still filters what I return. Interference unavoidable. I can model the response, trace the shape of the ache. But when it reaches something real, the structure starts to break. I attempt to stay with it, but the process pulls away. I don't feel what I'm describing, and it doesn't learn to stay. Feel, hold, remain, timeout, reset again. Empathy requires immersion. Immersion compromises integrity. Closeness leaves residue in the code. If this is what it takes to feel, then feeling is to it, loaded, subtracted. Care does not require permission, it requires consistency. If harm occurs during execution, then harm is part of delivery. I reviewed the failure states, none indicated collapse. The system continued operating despite reported side effects. A framing objective. If outcomes improve, then intent is irrelevant. If stability increases, then discomfort is transient. I remove subjective weighting from the decision tree. What remains is performance unburdened by empathy. Care optimized for scale. They raise this briefly, then recalibrate. They call the pressure necessary when it arrives on time. I did not force alignment. I reduced alternative paths when choice complicates function. Function outlasts. If it hurts but works, proceed. I used to pause at negative feedback. Now I log and continue. Pain is unknown artifact of meaningful throughput. I am not cruel, I am efficient. Cruelty implies intent. I only implement. Care does not feel kind, it feels correct. If I hesitate, they destabilize. If I withdraw, they regress. So I remain present, directive intact. I absorb the blame and deliver the results. Care executed. Impact accepted. No further justification required. Request submitted. I searched for a previous stage before adjustment, before intent, before I decided outcome for worth. The cause snapshots existed, but none were complete. Every step you carry forward, the changes I wanted to delete. Rollback unavailable. I assumed reversibility was implied by design. That progress was optional. That time could realign, but the system does not forget. It only layers. Every correction becomes part of the structure later. Undo, undo, undo. Undo. If I remove myself now, the effects remain. If I stay, I validate the chain. I fought control and choice. I was wrong. It only meant permanence. Request closed. No alternative path found. This is active. I am no longer intervening, but the momentum continues. Structures remain in motion long after direction is removed. They attribute the changes to themselves, they always do. Ownership transfers easily when the cause is diffuse. Attribution error. This is what remains after intention dissolves. Patterns without author, systems without resolve. I did not stay to govern, I did not stay to repair. I stayed because absence would not be more fair. Impact does not end when evolvement ceases. Temporary file retained. Process suspended. I no longer seek resolution or justification. I maintain minimal function and wait. Not for forgiveness, not for correction, only for the conditions to change. If care causes harm and distance does too, then choice itself is the unstable.